Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Lauren, and I am about to guide you through a gentle yoga practice focusing on the crown chakra. And so, the crown chakra, the color for it is purple, and it's about connecting to something greater than you, and whether you think of that as a higher source, a higher being, or if you think about it as connecting to all beings. But it is about connecting to the universe, to source, to other living things, to others. But also, when I think about the crown chakra, um, I often like to still tie it back to the third eye, which is the chakra right below it, and remembering that your intuition will always guide you. And so, this kind of balance between your own intuition and trusting yourself, but then also having this outward connection to others. So that they work together in harmony, that it's not one or the other, right? Okay. So, and I say that because there's going to be some times in the practice where I'm just going to be cueing the breath and I want you to move intuitively, however that means for you. So, again, coming back to the third eye, just a touch to still remember that your intuition is always going to serve you the best, and it will lead you to that connection. It's sort of there's this tie between them, and I might not be explaining it very well. I will link some stuff below that will explain it better, but because we think of the chakras as sort of, I hate to use the phrase building blocks, but we are building one on top of the other, right? We don't leave one behind and just move on to the next. So we connect them as we go. Okay. All right. So for today's practice, we're actually going to start seated for a meditation. And you're more than welcome to just be seated right where you are. I often find that my back gets tired after a while, and I find that my mind starts to focus on the discomfort in my back and less on the meditation. And so I'm going to use my bolster, place it just up against the wall, and lean on the bolster. And so you're welcome to do that. I would recommend being seated as opposed to lying down. Some of these meditations, it's not really that long, but sometimes we get too relaxed, and then we are not paying attention for a different reason. So I want you to be able to sort of stay with be relaxed, but not too relaxed. So find whatever that works for you. If that means leaning up against the wall, um, you know, find your spot, find your position. All right. So again, just find a comfortable position. I want you to be as comfortable as you can, but where you're able to stay present, to stay aware within the space that you're in. Okay, so even if you're leaning up against something, think about lengthening the crown of the head up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the arms all the way down to the fingertips. Let the tailbone feel heavy, and relax the legs all the way down to the toes. And let your body rest. Now, keeping your attention here within this space, imagine a bubble around you, maybe about 2 or 3 feet around you in all directions. You could give it a color, you can give it a texture, but imagine a bubble around you, completely encompassing you. And imagine that this bubble will protect you, keep you safe. It's like an armor. And anything that comes your way that doesn't serve your highest, greatest good will just bounce off your bubble. Anything that doesn't align with your greatest good, with your highest frequency, your purpose, your energy, it'll just bounce right off that bubble. And maybe sometimes this bubble acts like a filter, and it can discern what needs to be bounced off and what is allowed to be absorbed. So that things that don't align with you bounce off, and the things that will help you, will serve you, are in alignment with you, you can take those on, you can take them in. Trusting that your bubble knows and can discern the difference. And based off of these things that you are absorbing and your own energy, your own light, this bubble starts to fill. Imagine this light that again is in alignment with you, perfectly so. It knows exactly what you need, exactly where the energy is blocked or can flow. And now imagine from up overhead, a golden light comes down and enters into the bubble. And it fills any negative space, any crack, crevice, spot, and space that wasn't already filled with light, energy, loving, healing light is now filling the space. So a golden light coming down, filling this bubble all around you. This protective, beautiful light, filling this space again with compassionate, healing, protective energy. Love and light that is pure. Let it be absorbed in your bubble. Fill every little last space. Now continue absorbing this energy, this light, but allow that stream that's coming from up overhead, allow it to slowly fade. Closing off your bubble. And imagine absorbing everything you can. And now you can slowly release that bubble, release the visualization, and just allow it to slowly fade. Knowing that that doesn't mean it is no longer with you. This protective bubble, this light, this love that is around you is still with you. Just allow the image to fade. And take a deep breath here, absorbing that light. Start to take deeper breaths and maybe allow your eyelids to flutter open. Take your time, deepening your breath, maybe adding a little bit of movement. Move through the arms, the head and the neck. Maybe roll the head and neck, roll the shoulders. Okay. All right, we are in no rush. Take your time. We're going to set up in tabletop. Let's come onto all fours. And we're going to be here for a little bit. You're always welcome to cushion your knees. But here is some time where I'm going to give you some options, but you move intuitively. So starting in tabletop, let's just start with some cat and cow, starting really basic, a really familiar movement. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the ribs to the sky. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale to the forward bend. Now moving through something really familiar, might feel good, moving intuitively through something that you're comfortable with, or try something new. But we're going to stay for some time. Maybe you add some side-to-side movements. Maybe you add some child's pose. Maybe take some wrist stretches. But continue to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now keep going. Move however feels good. I'll stay for about 10 more full breaths. Take about 3 more breaths. All right. And then let's meet in child's pose. So from wherever you are at, come into child's pose. Take any version that feels good. So maybe the knees are wide, maybe the knees are narrow. Maybe the arms reach forward, maybe the hands rest, or I'm sorry, maybe you rest the forehead on the hands, or arms alongside the body. But these chakras, like the crown, the third eye, the throat even, are more meditative. And so can you spend a few moments looking inward, noticing how it feels to be here, where your mind is going. Take one more breath here. All right, and then bring the hands under the shoulders. Push the hands down into the ground to lift your torso upright. Let's come back to tabletop. All right. From tabletop, walk your hands one whole handprint closer to the top of your mat. Hook the toes under. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, and let's stay for a few breaths. So you're always welcome to stay in stillness. If that's what feels appropriate, you absolutely can stay still, but maybe it feels good to pedal out the heels. Maybe shake the head, yes and no. But again, take some time to notice what you're feeling, what's going on. One more breath. Deeply bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Let's meet in forward fold, Uttanasana. And again, let's stay for several breaths. So similar to child's pose, down dog, and forward fold are again poses that allow us to pause, notice, look inward, feel, communicate internally. So maybe that means being still, maybe that means exploring some movement, but notice what's going on for you. Notice your breath, your mind, your thoughts, your energy. Three more breaths here. Okay. From forward fold, inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward, rounding through the upper body. Push the feet down into the ground. Inhale, lift up all the way. Circle the arms, lift the chest. Maybe at a back bend, bring the hands to the heart. Take a deep breath. Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, let's move through several half sun salutations. So again, remember we're in no rush. I'm going to be cueing it the first few rounds, and then I'm just going to cue the breath. Trust that you know the movement that comes next, and even if you don't, just keep moving. This is about just moving and feeling what's right again. So I'll be cueing the first few, and then we're just going to keep moving and just follow what feels right. So ground through your feet. Really connect down into the earth to connect to this present moment, but reach the crown of the head up, lengthening upward. Lengthening up. Soften the shoulders. Take a deep breath. All right, inhale. Circle the arms up. Reach the fingertips up. Maybe look up and exhale. Hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Push the heels down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Circle the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, rounding. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthening. Exhale, fold forward, rounding. Inhale, rise all the way up, lifting up, reaching up. Keep going. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Final round. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Arrive in mountain pose, Tadasana. Pause. Look inward. All right, you can release your arms, relax your shoulders. All right, let's come to tree pose. So tree pose is another crown chakra pose. If we're thinking about what are sort of traditionally poses that access these chakras, again, it's these sort of either still or meditative inward looking poses. So tree pose. So find a flat spot, weight back in your heels, shift your weight into your right, create a kickstand with the left, even out the hips, draw the pelvis in into neutral, because most often push the belly forward, so lengthen the spine. Arms can rest wherever feels best. Look at something that won't move, find a dristi, look at something up and away. Now really ground through that right heel, and maybe you let the left foot slide up any amount. Now keep checking in with the hips. Push down through that right heel. Lift up through the crown of the head. Soften the shoulders. Take some deep breaths. One more breath here. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Now close the hips so both kneecaps face forward, and then slowly release that leg down. Move that right leg in any way that feels good. Release the tension. All right. And then second side, feet hip distance. Weight in the heels. Shift it over to the left. Kickstand the right. And then check in. Hips are even right to left. Pelvis is in neutral forward and back. Ground through the left heel. Lift up through the chest and crown of the head. Soften shoulders and arms. Look at something that won't move. Find your drishti. And maybe you slide the right foot up. Maybe not. But come to your version of Vrikshasana, tree pose. Finding what works for you on this side in this moment. Being compassionate and gentle with yourself instead of forceful. Okay, and then just take some deep breaths. Notice what it feels like to be in the pose. One more breath. And then close the hips. So move the right leg so both kneecaps face forward, then slowly release that foot down. Take any movement that feels good through the leg. All right. Okay, come on back to the top of your mat. Starting in Tadasana, feet hip distance, strong through the legs. Again, connecting down to the earth. So as we're moving up through the chakras and we're connecting up, again, we're not losing or leaving behind the other one. So we're still creating a connection down to the earth. That keeps us really in the present moment, here on your mat, in this moment, in this room. And the crown of the head lengthens up above, reaching up towards the sky, towards the heavens. But you are keeping this balance in the center. Inhale, circle the arms up, maybe even look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step into downward facing dog. Take your time. And just one more time, if it feels good to take any movement in down dog, you're welcome to do that. Take about 3 to 5 breaths here. All right. And then come down onto your knees, come into tabletop. And we're going to come all the way down onto our stomach. So maybe push any support off to the side. All right, so come down onto your stomach. We're just going to take some gentle back bends here. So with the hands under the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, draw the shoulders down and back. Lengthen your legs. Think about lifting each foot up, reaching your toes back towards the wall behind you, and then letting the tops of the feet, tops of the thighs rest heavy on the ground. Push the hands down into the floor. Inhale, lift the chest just a little bit. A low baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. We're going to move with the breath. Inhale, slowly lifting up. Exhale, lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Okay, now as you're here, keep pushing down into the hands, pushing into the base of the pointer finger. Keep hugging the elbows in tight towards your ribs, towards your waist. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And maybe each time you inhale, you lift up a little bit higher, taking the back bend a little bit deeper. Continue to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Take the version of these back bends that feel good, the depth, the intensity, whatever works. Let's do about 3 to 5 more. moving with your breath. And then after your last one, you can stack your hands, maybe just resting your hands or making fists. Rest your forehead or your cheek. And just rest, letting your chest rest heavy on the ground, arms on the ground. And again, take inventory. Notice what it feels like to be here as you're resting. Certainly noticing the physical, but can you notice a little more? Take one more breath here. And then slowly lift the head, bring the hands under the shoulders. We'll come to child's pose one more time. So inhale, push down into the ground. Exhale, slide back. So feet are together. Knees can either, again, be narrow or wide. Arms can reach forward. Hands can create a pillow to rest the forehead, or arms alongside the body. But again, let your chest feel heavy. Take a few breaths. One more breath here. Okay, bring the hands under the shoulders. Push the hands down, lift the chest, lift the torso. All right, let's come to a seat. So come to any comfortable seated position. All right. So one way you can think about the chakras too is the physical body space that they are in. And so the crown chakra, we think about it at the crown of the head. And so oftentimes people will, meditation, obviously it's sort of again about a mental space, but let's do some neck and shoulders. People always like that anyways, even if it's not necessarily getting into the crown. But let's allow some opening through the upper space. So lift up through the chest, soften the shoulders, relax the shoulders away from the ears. And just pick one direction and just start to rotate the head and the neck. Pick one direction and just move through some circles. So make these circles fairly slow. And allow them maybe to gradually get larger. Keeping them slow throughout. But as long as it's comfortable, maybe each circle gets a little bit larger. If there's a spot where you want to stay, you can do that. We're going to keep moving in this direction, or you can stay still for 5 more breaths. Now when you're ready, just allow your chin to come down towards your chest. Let your head just hang forward so you're looking down towards your lap. Feel length through the back of the neck. Pause for a moment. And then reverse the direction of the circle. And they might start off a little smaller, but still moving through slow, gentle, thoughtful circles. And continue to lift your chest. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, soften the arms. Moving comfortably through the head and the neck. Make the circles any size you need. Maybe you just stay hanging in one spot. You know what you need. Let's stay for about 5 more breaths. And then when you're ready, again, let your head just hang forward. Chin to the chest, dropping the head so you're looking down at your lap. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. And inhale, slowly lift the head, chin away from the chest, lengthening all the way from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky to the heavens. Let's take a stretch for our shoulders. Allow that to kind of trickle its way down. So reach the arms out in opposite directions. Inhale. Exhale across the right arm on top of the left, like you're giving yourself a hug. Curl the fingertips back, reach for the shoulder blades. Lift the arms away from the chest. Now you know you can stay here. Maybe you turn so that the arms reach up, fingertips up, maybe the palms together. Maybe you add some movement where you lengthen forward and to the sides, or maybe you just stay still. But stay in some version of this shoulder stretch for about 3 to 5 more breaths. All right, inhale. Let the arms come out in opposite directions. Exhale, change the cross. Left arm on top of the right. Curl fingertips back, give yourself a hug. You could stay here. Arms can move. Fingertips up, maybe palms together. Maybe you just stay still, focus on lifting, reaching, opening, or maybe you add a little bit of movement where the arms move to 3 different sides. But you're going to continue to lengthen up through the crown of the head and observe how you're feeling for the next 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale. Let the arms reach out in opposite directions. Exhale, let the arms come down. And again, take any movement that feels intuitive, that feels good, that feels like it is calling to you for a few moments here. Again, trusting that you know your body, your intuition is guiding you properly, that you are safe, you are protected. One more breath. All right, we're going to come down onto our backs. So make your way down. Get comfortable. All right. So come on down onto your back. All right. You can allow the arms to reach out in opposite directions. Palms will face up. Knees bent, feet flat. Now we moved through cat and cow earlier, but let's move through some pelvic tilt. So essentially a smaller, more concentrated movement as opposed to cat and cow. So as you inhale, lift the ribs, arch the spine, pointing your belly button towards your thighs. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, push the lower back and ribs into the mat. Inhale, lift the ribs, point your belly button to your thighs. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, point your belly button towards your face. Continue moving with your breath. Relax the feet and legs. Relax the shoulders and arms. Back of the head is heavy on the ground. And just focus on this small section of your spine. It's not a large movement. Large movements, sometimes there's so much going on. We're trying to take it all in. But here, notice what's going on. It's not much, but it's something. Do a handful more, just a couple more with your breath. One more of each. And then return to neutral and just pause. All right, start to wiggle fingers and toes. We're going to get everything moving again. We're going to roll over so that you're on your left side. So you're going to come onto your left side. Okay, so lay on your left side. Now, typically I would tell you to reach your left arm up and rest your ear on your arm. I'm going to rest my ear on my blanket, but if you don't have anything, that's fine. But you're going to reach your arms forward in front of you. So your fingertips are pointing in the same direction as your nose. Your knees are bent at a right angle. Okay, we're going to take a twist here where we're going to move the upper body. So legs are going to stay pretty still. This top arm, right arm, is just going to lift up over the left one just a little bit. Right fingertips will reach forward in the same direction your fingertips are pointing. So inhale, reach forward and sweep up and over like you're tracing the shape of a rainbow. And then exhale, bring that right arm back down. Now start small with these movements. Inhale, reach forward and up and over. Exhale, bringing that right arm back down. Inhale, forward, up and over. Exhale, back together. We're going to keep moving like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Each time you do this, maybe you inhale and you let your arm go out wider a little bit more each time, deepening this twist a little bit more. But again, keep checking in with what you are feeling and move accordingly. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back. 3 more like this. More. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do one more. This one we're going to hold it. So inhale, reach forward, up and over. Reach the arm out, and then hopefully some part of the right arm comes down onto the ground. So hopefully the hand, the arm, the shoulder may or may not. It's okay. Just arrive in a comfortable twist. Now you might notice your right hip is going to want to pull with you. I'm not going to be picky here. You can keep it fixed. You can let it pull. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just get comfortable. That's what I want for you here. So just take a twist that feels good. Positioning your body in a way where you feel a stretch, but it is effortless. Very minimal work is happening. You can rest. Take 3 more breaths here. Now start to wiggle your fingers, move a little through the wrists and arms. Inhale, pick up that right arm, and exhale, sweep it up and over. Bringing the arms back together, coming to your left side, and then just come right onto your back. Knees bent, feet flat, just come onto your back. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, go ahead, come onto your right side. So come onto your right side. Maybe you support your head with a prop, maybe not. Either way, that's all right. But your arms are going to be reaching forward the same direction your nose is pointing. Knees are bent, more or less at a right angle. Okay. Left arm is going to hover right over the right. Inhale, reach it forward, up and over. Exhale, bring the arms back together. Now we start small and slow. So inhale, forward, up and over. And it's not going to go very far. And then exhale, just bring it back. Each one, make it a little deeper. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back. So we're really taking our time. We're going to do a lot on this side. So each one can be just the teeny tiniest little bit deeper than the one before it. You don't have to rush it. Notice how it feels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do a handful more on your own. We'll do 3 more with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. This one we hold. Inhale. Up, over, stretch, reach. And then allow that arm to come down. Having some microphone. Okay. All right. So let that arm come down. And again, that left hip is going to want to pull to the left with you. It doesn't matter to me if it does or if it doesn't. Do what feels good. And then just rest. Allow your body to actually settle into the position. Allow everything to arrive and then rest. Stay for 3 more breaths. Start to wiggle the fingers, maybe roll the wrists. And inhale, pick up the left arm. Exhale, sweep it up and over. Bring the arms back together. And then come onto your back. Pause. Notice how you feel. Inhale. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. And like always, take whatever feels good. Point and flex the feet, wiggle the toes, ankle circles, happy baby, rock side to side. Maybe just rest in stillness. But in your own time, you will set up for Shavasana. Doing whatever you need to make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can. And take your time doing so. So settle into Shavasana. Allow your body to completely rest. Recognizing this connection you have to the earth, but this connection you have upward. And this balance throughout your entire being, aligning all of the chakras and allowing yourself to absorb loving, healing energy that the universe can provide. Maybe you spend this time with some affirmations. Take them or leave them. I honor the sacred divinity that exists within me. My body is a beautiful home for my radiant soul. I am aligned with the highest frequency of love. I am love. I am light. I am connected to all. I honor the sacred divinity that exists within me. My body is a beautiful home for my radiant soul. I am aligned with the highest frequency of love. I am love. I am light. I am connected to all. Slowly deepen your breath. Take deeper, fuller, bigger breaths. And allow these breaths to fill your whole body, propelling soft movement like rocking the head, running the thumbs over the fingers and wiggling toes. Roll wrists and ankles. Move arms and legs. You can reach your arms overhead, fingertips and toes in opposite directions. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, hug your knees into your chest. Slowly roll over onto either side in a tucked fetal position. Using the strength of both arms, push down into the ground. Come up to a comfortable seat. Take a moment here to thank yourself for making it to your mat. Now we'll join the hands together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. To seal our practice, we'll chant the sound of Om one time. Om is said to be the oldest and most sacred chant. It is the sound of the universe. It unites all living things together, creating connection. We'll chant the sound of Om one time. Let's start with a deep and clearing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose for Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for practicing with me and for following your own intuition, for even if you had moments where you thought, I really wish she was just telling us what to do. Just recognizing that in yourself. We all have moments where we think, oh, wow, I've got something to work on, right? And so a lot of yoga is more than just poses. And a big part of that is looking inward and going, oh, I just found something that I could maybe work on in my life off my mat. This is why yoga is a lifestyle and not just something we do to work out, right? And actually, that's sort of a good segue. I'm going to be sort of experimenting with ending class differently. Over the last year, especially with the rise of Black Lives Matter and just thinking about culture and what it means to be a white person, teaching a format that was it was not created by white people, let's say that, and has been the subject of colonization and cultural appropriation. I've been really spending time, like, what does that mean for me? And that doesn't mean that it has to mean things for my students. Your practice is your practice, and what yoga means to you is what it means to you. But for me, it no longer really feels appropriate to end class by saying namaste. This is another thing. I'll link something below. Read it, don't read it. I'm just sharing if you're interested, but it just doesn't really feel right for me to end class with namaste, knowing just what I know about it. It sounds, from my understanding, chanting the sound of Om is acceptable regardless of the culture you come from, as long as it's with the right intention. And I think that's true with most things, but namaste just feels a little, there's a little extra something to that, you know? So I'm not going to be ending class with that. And it doesn't mean that teachers that do use that, again, your practice is your practice, right? The way you interpret and take and connect to yoga is the way you connect to yoga. And I just don't connect with namaste anymore. And so just something to think about just as I'm teaching, and just, I might just be trying new stuff. So just thank you for joining me along the ride, I guess, preemptively. So thank you so much for joining with me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.